Have you ever felt like there's some deeper, maybe even scientific reason for one of our most common feelings? Well, today we're going to explore a pretty profound idea that connects a fundamental law of the universe to the very nature of human suffering. Okay, let's jump right in.
We've all been there, right? You know that feeling. Happiness feels so temporary, like something you have to grip with both hands. While suffering can feel like this heavy blanket that just settles in for good. So why is that?
This comparison just nails the experience, doesn't it? Joy feels like a ticking clock, always reminding you that its time is running out. It takes real effort. But suffering, that feels like an infinite abyss. It's just a natural state, stable, and it takes zero effort to exist.
And this quote just captures it perfectly. The moment joy begins, it seems like it's already anticipating its own end. But suffering, it feels permanent. It feels like it's always been there and it's always going to be there. So what on earth is the reason for this huge difference?
Well, the clue, believe it or not, lies in one of the most fundamental laws of physics, the law of entropy. And no, this isn't just about your messy bedroom or some abstract cosmic idea. It has a surprisingly personal application for all of us.
So what is entropy, really? You can think of it as the universe's default setting. Every single system, from a giant star to a sandcastle on the beach, naturally wants to move away from being complex and organized and toward a state of simple, low-energy balance. It's just the path of least resistance for everything.
The process is always the same. You start with something organized, something complex. Then, over time, if you're not constantly pumping energy into it, it naturally starts to break down. And eventually, it reaches equilibrium, what we can call zero. A state where pretty much nothing is happening. This is the universe's baseline.
Okay, so here's where it all comes together. This is where we connect that massive cosmic law directly to our own inner world. How does entropy actually relate to what we feel inside every single day?
Think about it. Creating joy, happiness, or any kind of order in our lives is basically an act of resistance. It takes a constant input of energy. It's exactly like trying to swim upstream against a powerful natural current. It's hard work.
And this is the absolute key. Suffering is the feeling of aligning with entropy. It is the sensation of our own systems moving along that natural, effortless, downward path toward zero. It feels natural and stable because, in a very real physical sense, it is the default direction of the entire universe.
And this isn't just some poetic metaphor. The source really grounds this in our biology. As living things, we are unbelievably complex systems that are constantly fighting against decay. That fight itself takes energy, and that underlying pull of decay, that's what we experience as suffering.
Now, for us humans, this whole concept gets even deeper, even more complicated. You see, we don't just experience this entropic pull in one simple way. We feel it across multiple layers of our very being.
Our bodies, they feel the pull of biological breakdown. That's illness, aging, just getting tired. But then, on top of all that, we have our minds, which can create a whole other level of suffering through worry, anxiety, judgment, you name it. A really great way to think about this is to picture yourself as a computer. Your body is the hardware, right? It's constantly subject to wear and tear. But you've also got all these layers of software, the unconscious, the subconscious, and the user interface of your conscious mind. And every single one of those layers can experience its own version of this entropic pull. So the biological pull on our hardware, our body, that's kind of a constant, a baseline hum of degradation. But it's our software, our consciousness, that can take that feeling, analyze it, get stuck in a loop, and amplify it, turning a simple physical thing into a huge, complex emotional storm.
So what's the point? Knowing all this, how does it change how we think about our own lives? What's the real takeaway from looking at our feelings through this lens of entropy?
This simple number line really puts it all into perspective. Life, order, joy, all the good stuff. It's up here in the positive. These are states we have to actively build and maintain. Suffering, on the other hand, is the process of moving from that positive state down toward the universal equilibrium of zero. And this is why those moments of happiness are so incredibly precious. They aren't just pleasant little feelings. No, they are actual evidence of a successful struggle. They are proof that, just for a moment, you have overcome the universe's relentless downward pull and are holding your complex, beautiful existence just above that line.
And here we go. This is the final, powerful shift in perspective. What if suffering isn't a bug in our system? What if it's actually a critical feature?
When you think about it, suffering is just data. In our bodies, physical pain is a check engine light, alerting us to danger. In our minds, emotional pain can reveal beliefs or judgments that are actually hurting us. And for our entire system, body and mind, the signal of suffering is the signal that we are actively fighting for self-preservation.
Let's just end on this incredible idea. The very feeling of suffering is the proof that all the layers of who you are fighting tooth and nail to hold themselves together against the forces of decay. It is literally the sound of your own will to live. So that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? If we can reframe suffering, not as something gone wrong, but as the active, noisy, and often painful proof that we are alive and fighting, how might that change our relationship to it?